Okay, so I'm thinking our orc is coming up pretty well. Let's just make his teeth a little bit more grounded in reality. And let's look at him from a lot of angles. From this angle, maybe. Now it's good. From this angle, this is a little bit more protruding than I like it to be. Although, I can leave it like this because this is a fictional character. And he can have this kind of a skull. Because he's an orc, he's not exactly a human. So let's leave it like this. I think it's fine. And what else? I can disable symmetry a little bit. So not a little bit, but I'll disable symmetry. And then I'll try to make this kind of thing here not so symmetrical. It's not good to be very symmetrical here. And very much the wrinkles on his forehead should not be symmetrical at all. Okay. And also he has a scar in this eye, and that's why his eye probably is a little bit blind. Maybe not a little bit. So I will just with the down standard brush, I'll just make this. And my goal is, okay, this is not bad. But the thing is that the scar should be, it's from some kind of sword or saber. So it should be like from here and not continue from here. It should continue straight from the top part to the bottom part. Otherwise it will not look that it's from one weapon strike. And obviously it has to be. I will not make some stitches because probably he didn't want stitches because he's super hardcore warrior and he just said no stitches please. I'm good. Yeah, we have to sometimes, and for our own fun also, we can imagine what our characters are like, what they're thinking, what they're willing. I'm just messing up with the symmetry a little bit. And yeah, in the end, we always have to mess with the symmetry a little bit. And now we'll make one of his teeth even a little bit smaller. They shouldn't be exactly the same. And also a little bit duller. If you can say duller, I'm not sure. But yeah, a little bit like this. And then little things like this. And it will look fine. So this will give him disabling symmetry, of course, and the scar, and the eye, which is obviously not symmetrical with the other eye, will give this guy a little bit more character. So now he's a little bit more, you know that he's a warrior, he had some experience. If you make it completely symmetrical, this will be your doom. No, it will just be bad. I mean, it was not exactly bad if you do it right, and if you do it so it looks good. It will look good even with symmetry, but without symmetry, it adds a little bit of realism. It grounds the character a little bit, because in nature there is nothing symmetrical, I think. I'm not completely sure, but the real things, they're not symmetrical. The only symmetrical things, completely and all symmetrical, are made by us, the orcs, the humans. Yeah, we are the humans. Although I'm starting to like this orc, I'm starting to sympathize for the orc, but that's only because my family was not slaughtered by the orcs. If they were, I wouldn't be so kind with him. I would make him a lot more scarce with my axe of a brush. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's just continue doing our stuff. I think he's looking pretty nice. This is fine here. Let's, yeah, from the top, he looks good. Yeah, one side of his bottom lip could be a little bit lower than the other. Just some stuff like this is making him more characteristic or something, yeah. So it's good. Here I'll make this kind of not a scar, but some kind of thing here, which will not be visible obviously, because we'll have some beard there. Just a little bit of a beard we'll have, but nonetheless it's good to have it. So when you're making eyes, what you have to be careful about. I'm putting my symmetry back on, and this thing is a little bit too much, so yeah, it was too sharp. So the eyelids should be one thickness all the way, so one thickness here, 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 here. My eyelid was a little bit more thicker in the middle, so I fixed that, and the thickness of the eyelids should be bigger than they are in reality when you're sculpting, because this way it will make a little bit more shadow, and this is a good thing. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about the eyes. And he's starting to look pretty awesome, I think. From side view, from profile, we have to just move this, because it doesn't have to be this much back, the angle of the eye or the end of the eye. It should be more like I'm doing it now. And I will push this inside a bit more. And of course we have more work on the head, but for now I'm pretty much happy with it. And I will start to make the hair as I promised you in the previous video. So the hair, I will try to make it with the fiber mesh. I don't promise you that this will work, but it will be a good try, that I can promise. Because I have never made this kind of dreadlocks hair in my life, which obviously is a little bit frustrating, but still it's a good thing to just improvise. Yeah, sometimes, especially when you are experienced enough, you will improvise, and probably most of the time it will be good, especially when you're experienced enough. If you don't have experience, probably it will be a disaster, and you won't know what to do. And in order to have experience, you have to work, you have to practice with the ZBrush, you have to practice your sculpting, your ZBrush skills, because ZBrush requires practice, especially moving constantly the model, zooming in, zooming out. It's a little bit of a hassle, especially in the beginning, but as much as you work, the more you will be able to do it without any problems. So yeah, practice. That's my advice. And yeah, that's it. Don't hesitate to practice. I have a lot of practice. I'm working with ZBrush for more than 10 years now. And for these 10 years, there was barely a day, maybe some Sundays and Saturdays, that I haven't worked at least a few hours with ZBrush. Yeah, I know, because my work is like this. And that's why I managed to learn ZBrush so quickly. Yeah, I'm happy about it. And it's cool. But you can do it maybe slower, but you can do it. You have to just try. Just work and work. Let's make some kind of thing here. Just will make him a little bit more grounded to reality. Another scar here. Okay, so let's try the dreadlocks. Yeah, I was postponing it. I was talking bullshit, gibberish. I don't even know what gibberish means, but I think it's something like bullshit, but it's not that offensive. Okay. So I will make a mask in the places that I want to have some dreadlocks. Or hair, if you want. Let's see. Okay, I want also a little bit here. But mostly it will be on top and a little bit on the back. Not too much. So there I want hair. There I want hair. Then I will go on to fiber mesh and preview it. When you press preview, it will make a random or just default fiber mesh onto your mask. But I want less fibers. That's looking good. And then I will show you something very peculiar. I will increase the segments, and then you can see that I have made the head, just rotated it, and my viewport, the head is fine, I rotated the viewport. But when you touch something of these options here, you'll notice that the gravity now is working down. So if I do this, and I will touch this, I will just change it, and the gravity is working upward, and he's looking pretty good like this. I want lower number of max fibers. I want a little bit bigger length, so it will be longer, but like this, because I like it. Then I need more coverage. I need the fibers to be thicker. And I think this is our hair now. Let's see it. Looks just fantastic. Amazing. So fine. Yeah, I'm joking, of course, but still it doesn't look super bad. But we can see that here we have some empty areas. Let's try to make them work by decreasing the length. We'll be able to see where the hairs are, and there is some kind of a randomness in the dispersion of the hair. Let's disable the twist. So okay, gravity, it could be minus, so it will go up. Length, okay. And here we have some issues which we want to just fix. Coverage 0, length variation 0. I want all the fibers to be the same. Let's try coverage, okay, 0, scale tip, okay. This is the slim variations. This is the fiber revolve variations, twist variations, direction variations. Okay, probably we won't be able to make them whatever we want. So I'll increase a little bit the max fibers. And now they are all over the place. Let's make the length a little bit bigger and just make a render and see. They're a little bit more than they have to be, so I will decrease it. But when I decrease it, you can see that we have some empty spaces. Then I want to, you can see when we rent, every piece of hair becomes something like a like it has some volume, but it doesn't. It's just a plane. So I want in my viewport also to see a volume, which I will achieve by increasing the profile here. It's very important to not increase the profile if you have a lot of fibers. But since I have very little number of fibers, I will skip this node until next restart, and we will see this going on, which is pretty good. Now we have real, how do I say, fibers. Let's go with the gravity a little bit normal, and let's make it like this. So it will go back. Let's see it. It's pretty nice. Although, I think the segments should be a little bit more, like maybe 20. The profile should be around 6. And now we have a lot of polygons here in the hair, but still it looks fine. And probably the thickness is almost the best. Maybe we can try to make it a little bit thicker, but not quite. So like this, it's fine. So I will again make it go like this, and then okay, and then I will accept. And now we have this thing. Now what we can do is try to touch every fiber and put it into place. So we have to do this fiber by fiber. There are like a lot of them, but we will be fast. First thing I want to do is close holes, because they have holes and it's not good. And now when I closed holes, they became they are not exactly fibers, I think, anymore. Let's try it. Okay, if they go out from here, though, they are not fibers anymore. So this is a little bit bad, because we want them to be having their roots rooted, and now they won't be having them rooted, which is unfortunate. But still, I will just move them a little bit like this. And I'm very careful, because you can see how they're stretched and deformed. But I will smooth wherever this happens, and then I will inflate if I need to. So a lot of things we can do. And the other thing I want to do is auto groups. And now every fiber is its own group. And now we can go with the, okay, I don't have it here, but it's move topology brush. I use it all the time. So I will enable customize brush, and I will get this move topology brush and put it inside here. So it has to be here, because it's good. And with move topology brush, even if we don't have a group, a poly group for every of these hairs or dreadlocks, we can make it, even if we don't have. But since we have it, we can even make it with in another way. But let's for now use this. So first, hairs, if we can say, or dreadlocks, those that are on the forehead here, I want to take them and let's press Z, move this down. I want to make them shorter, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 or 6 of them. I want to make them shorter. I will make just inflate them a little bit. But for example, this, and probably this, and this, and this. This I will make shorter. They're pretty short already, but I will make them go up. I will make this go a little bit down. And with the move topology brush, I will move each individual one and just try to make them a little bit more like this upwards. So I will smooth when I need to make them shorter. It's not working super good, but it will be good. Yeah, we have to spend some time because without spending time we cannot do it. It just takes time, this kind of thing. If we spend our time on this, not our time, but pretty much a good amount of time, if we spend, it will be nice, and people will appreciate it, because there are rarely hairs that look good out inside of ZBrush, but we can make them at least decent. And this is a dreadlocks, and people won't know how we have managed to do so much curves, because if we use the curve brush, it will be a lot of time. And now we have all those curves just automatically put on our command, which I think is pretty good. And yeah, so this is a little trick with the fiber mesh and making it like this. You can use it, I allow you to do it, because I'm teaching this, and yeah. So let's see what's happening. I will mask this, I will show everything else, and I will mask everything else, and just move those if I can. Let's try with a normal move brush. Just move on top of the other hairs a little bit. And then I want to show the other hairs and just move them in the other direction, like this. Then move them here down, because they are a little bit more upwards than I need them to be. And then again revert the mask and put those into rest. And of course, again, I will go and just move those back a little bit, and we will adjust this hair probably a lot, because it needs time, and now we don't have time for this video. And in the next video probably we will continue with adjusting this hair, and maybe we will spread some of those hairs around. But for now, let's see it. It doesn't look super bad, although it doesn't look super good either, but it's normal since ZBrush. Yeah. So we'll have to get some hairs, make them go like this, like this. It's pretty easy with a big brush, but move topology brush from a distance to make those kind of things just spreading out and stuff. It's nothing too complicated to do that. But in the next video probably we will start working on the body. And it will be very interesting, because for me at least, because I very much like to do this kind of muscular bodies. All the time when I was young I was doing this, and I was dreaming of becoming a bodybuilder with big muscles to look strong like Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff. And I end up doing just going to the gym, but I realized that I don't want to take this kind of drugs that most of the very strong guys take. So I'm just going for health. It's cool, and I end up just doing muscles on my art. And I always like to do very muscular guy, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I have to finish the tutorial, but I'm just so hyped about this hair, so I cannot finish it. I just will do it until it's time to go to bed. Oh, it's already time to go to bed, so no, I'm joking, of course. Let's press Dynamesh, just see it. It looks pretty good. We can of course fix some stuff and things like this, but it started to look pretty nice for now. We have a lot of more work on the hair. In the next video probably we will work on the hair or work on the body. We'll see. So bye.